Good morning. Thank you. I'm Justin Arbuthnot, and I'm here to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living of Tacoma, those in person today and those who are online. And it's such a joy to actually see your faces. I usually see everyone's back of the head, so nice to see you all. Our musicians today are Benny Yangco on the clarinet, our special musical guest, Anjali Silva and Jim Cochran on piano, and Pete Beresford on percussion. And it's great to hear the piano play again. Yes, our audiovisual team is Erik, Perrohe, and Ronald Edens up top. Our practitioners today are Mona Williams on platform and Bev Holland holding high watch or consciousness in the back. We would also like to thank our greeters, Casey and Susie, who greeted you with a smile as you came in the door. And also to Jack downstairs for coordinating our coffee service today. And we also have Kaylin and Alyssa watching the babies and keeping the kids safe downstairs. Our speaker today is, I'm teasing, is our senior minister, Reverend Drew Ebersole. I'm so used to so many guest speakers, I forgot who was here. I'm sorry. I like humor, guys, I'm sorry. Announcements today, Destiny City Music today at 2 o'clock right here. This month's theme is Early Music, Mediterranean Roots. Come check it out. Also, save the date for February 2nd, 2025 for our annual member meeting. Stay tuned for more information. Practitioners will be in the prayer room at the back after service holding a prayer circle. Please join them if you have any need for prayer. We've begun a new effort here at the center to provide a quieter environment for the prayer room in the back for all those who gather after Sunday service. Last Sunday, Reverend Drew announced that the congregants who are not going to the prayer room will be encouraged to get their coffee and their sugar after service and migrate toward the front of the sanctuary here to continue their conversations and I can't pronounce that word, and fellowship. Of course, there'll be gentle reminders to ensure folks that move away from the coffee area as well as the prayer room area and toward the stage. Thank you for your help in keeping the area around the prayer room a quiet zone, and we appreciate your participation. I want to tell you a little bit about the Center for Spiritual Living, Tacoma. We are an inclusive, welcoming, heart-centered community. If you are new here today and are comfortable in raising your hand, please do so that we may welcome you. Raise your hand high. All right, thank you. We do have a little blue packet. Keep your hand up. They're going to give you a little blue packet real quick. Here they come right up front. And don't be shy to say hi to people. All right, let's take a moment to remember who we are and what we believe. The Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community with a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We embody an understanding of our oneness with Source. We are committed to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence on the planet. Our vision is to create a world that works for everyone. We help to empower you to bring your dreams to life. We do this together through practicing meditation and prayer, offering a spiritual home, teaching universal spiritual principles, giving consciously, living in the present moment, engaging in all a life of service, and providing a pathway to peace of mind. Thank you.
Excellent. Good morning. Good morning. Is it a beautiful day or what? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. There we go. So, first of all, just take a deep breath in. This is your time to just be here, not be busy, not be doing anything, just absorb some good spiritual messaging, energy, connection. That's part of our mission statement, is to awaken, connect, and empower all of us to make a better world together. And we're doing it. We're doing it really fabulously. So first, I wanted to say, our Ken is doing a great job with our offering team, and we're just going to try something a little new today. You'll see the offering folks on either side, ushers on either side, and then what you do is pass the plate down to the end, and then it will go back around. So just pass it, take it, pass it. And he wanted to say it was because everyone has a chance to bless the offering as it goes by them. So that has real energy. That's not some woo-woo thing. That's been scientifically proven to have an impact. So bless it, put your energy positively into it. And I think when you hear today's message, you'll hear why that energy, why that practice is so critical to our daily lives. And now I think our master choir leader, John Lloyd, has a bit to say about trying to get the energy up in the choir. So John, come on down. Come on up.
Where's your wind? Raise the roof?
Where's your
Oh, so a year ago I did this. I'm John Lloyd. Hi. I did this a year ago, and I wore this Joe Dirt mullet wig and a blazer made of leather, and he called me John Bon Jovi. Well, and since there, for the last year, we have developed what we call the intuitive choir. Center for Spiritual Living, Tacoma, intuitive choir. What does intuitive mean? That involves everybody. Who sings in the shower? Who sings in public? So today when we sing as a group, listen to the people next to you, and if they sing really well, have them come talk to me.
Well done. Just another example of how we build community by people volunteering. Can we just see a show of hands for everyone that does volunteer work for our center? Would you just raise your hands? You see the power in that? And here's what the science tells you about that. When you give like that through sacred service, when you offer yourselves, what you get back is manifold goodness for yourself. It's healing, it's positive for your energy and connection, it helps you live longer, it does all kind of beautiful things. So that's why service is not just about what you're giving, it's also what you're receiving while doing it. So good on you for that, that's great. I also would like to take a second to just recognize our practitioners. We have Mona, if she can raise her hand. We have Steve up here, we have Suzanne, who's right here, and we have Bev in the back. And these are folks, for those of you who are new, they've studied a long time. I had to become a practitioner before I became a minister. And you learn about the ability to harness the power of your thinking to create the world you want to see. And it's real, and it works, because we're all here doing it together. It's why this church is growing, because we've intentionally created it together. And that's power. So you learn how to do it for yourself in any way. So see these kind practitioners, and they pray in the back, or you can set an appointment with them and find out how you can make this work for you. It's a wonderful thing. All right, our pledge. Our pledges have exceeded our expectations. I feel like a talk show host. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, that is beautiful news. Thank you, Jim. It's so good to have Jim here on piano as well. Just beautiful. And we'll announce it at the annual meeting, which is coming up on Groundhog's Day. So it won't be a repeat meeting, I promise. But it will be a really powerful meeting, so please come, and you'll learn more about what we've achieved. What's good about the pledges is that it's a baseline for us to do even more. We're growing, and we can grow through that. Ty Minkler's done a beautiful job of outlining why pledging is critical, and it's made a huge difference. We are healthy, we are strong, we are vibrant, we are abundant together, and we just keep growing in that. We can do more for our community, we can do more for the connections around us, and if you pledge, that makes you a member automatically. So becoming a member means you're pledging and in at whatever level you feel comfortable with, but it's also that law of reciprocity, trusting you give and receive, which is wonderful. Next Sunday, we're having a special abundance brainstorm party. We're gonna have snacks and beverages, and we're gonna all think about creative ways that we can raise our funds even more and get even more involved, because there's no stopping us. There's no stopping us. Do you see that? You can live your unlimited potential by what you give, what you believe in, and what you do every single day. And on that, let's just take a second, and we have a little signaling system. If you don't want to be touched, wave, and people respect the wave. If you want a handshake, you shake one hand. If you want a hug, two. So you go to the lowest common denominator. If I wave and you handshake, you have to wave back. But whatever feels good, let's realize the power of authentic connections and just take one quick minute and connect with each other and say welcome. All right, let's come back. Let's come back. Yeah. All right, take a deep breath in. Feel that genuine energy you're creating right now. You can create that anytime, any day. We just have an abundance of it here, but create an abundance of it everywhere in your life. And next Sunday, come with your good ideas, and we'll create more abundance together. We'll have a great party. It's going to be fun. We're going to brainstorm. We're going to play games. We're going to enjoy ourselves together. So next Sunday after service, make sure, please come, because that's the engine of what we do together. That's beautiful. And now we have gratitudes. We have a few gratitudes that everybody submits. They're in your program. If you have a gratitude you want to submit, put it in the collection plate, and we can read them. And here we go. Waking up. Right? Tacoma CSL, authenticity, life, and love. Freedom from addiction. Woo! Clean water. All my senses present and engaged. That's powerful. Stillness, reflection, and community. 2 years, no alcohol. Bravo. The peace within and the abundance everywhere. For my community at CSL, and a special shout out to those who helped me move yesterday, thank you. So again, settle in. We're about to hear some just gorgeous music and then wonderful messages that are for you to help us make a better world together.
Good morning, Tacoma. How is everybody? Hey, my name is Anjali. I come here every couple of months. I've been coming here for about 7-8 years, something like that. So my intention today as the song leader is to put our intention on Reverend Martin Luther King's birthday celebration this weekend and tomorrow, and let's lift it up for this amazing social leader, economic visionary, and spiritual leader of our nation, Reverend Martin Luther King. So we're going to start out with a song from Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday, Reverend Martin Luther King. And I want everybody to please, please, please sing along. Lift your voices. Don't be shy. Just bring it forward. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. What? Just a minute. They forget. they see this. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can stand up if you want to, because you're going to be sitting down for a long time. Come on, everybody. You know, it doesn't make much sense. Ought to be a law against anyone who takes offense at a day of your celebration, because we all know in our minds that there ought to be a time that we could set aside. Come on, set your time aside to show just how much we love you. And I'm sure you would agree, what could fit more perfectly than to have a world party on the day you came to be. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Sing it. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. I just never understood how a man who died for good could not have a day that would be set aside for his recognition, because it should never be just because some cannot see the dream as clear as he, that they should make it become an illusion. And we all know everything that he stood for time will bring. For peace in our hearts we'll sing thanks to Martin Luther King. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Sing it out. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Here's my best part. Why has there never been a holiday where peace is celebrated all throughout the world? Time is overdue for people like me and you who know the way to truth. We know the way to truth is love and unity to all God's children. It should be a great event, and our whole day should be spent in full remembrance of those who lived and died for the oneness of all people. So let us all begin. We know that love can win. Let it out, don't hold it in. Sing it loud as you can. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Bring it down. Happy birthday. 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 Happy birthday, Reverend Martin Luther King. Thank you.
Thank you, Anjali. Good morning. So our reading this morning, there's a couple. Positivity is like a muscle. Keep exercising it and it becomes a habit. Natalie Massenat. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectories than your current results. James Clear. And so now I had one affirmation for our meditation this morning, but something else came when we were singing Happy Birthday. So I'd ask that you close your outer eyes, if you'd like. And the affirmation for today is, my life is filled with love and joy. My life is filled with love and joy. So let's sit with that. My life is filled with love and joy. My life is filled with love and joy. And as you bring your attention back into the room, knowing that there is only one divine power and presence, and that is God. Some may call it Spirit. Some may have a different name. But I know that there is only one power, one love, one joy, one divine power that fills my life. It fills my life so that I know that I am always one with Spirit. That Spirit is working magnificently in, as, and through every area of my life, regardless of appearances. So I know that I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for each person in this room, each person that can hear the sound of my voice. I'm just knowing that today and each day is filled with love and with joy, with abundance, prosperity, friendship, relationships. I'm just knowing that which I need to know, that God is providing me with the answers in a loving and kind manner, and that my heart and my ears and my mind are open to receiving God's loving guidance. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for each person. And so I say thank you, Father, Mother God. Thank you for being a blessing. Thank you for blessing me. Thank you for Reverend Drew, for CSL Tacoma, for each person that is here, for Anjali, for Benny, for our guest musicians. Thank you so much for all of this and so much more. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love and law, knowing that what I've declared is already done, knowing that my word will not return to me void. And I anchor this by saying, and so it is.
My gosh, I gotta take a minute and just take that in. Every time Mona speaks, I feel it in my the whole of me, from my head all the way to my toes, and I start to cry. And ooh, híjole, it's like, here we are. Here we are. This song, yeah. Let's get into all right, here I am. This song, One Day, was written by Matisyahu, very spiritual human being, musician. And at the end of this, I've included a prayer a prayer that we say before we go to sleep. Lay me down, God. Keep me in peace. Raise me up in the morning, back to life, so that I can go out and do good in the world. So all my songs are dedicated to Reverend Martin Luther King today, because we really need to lift up our spiritual leaders, our social leaders. We need to keep them very present, and especially on the days that we're celebrating them. Mona, why you do this to me? Like, I can't sing anymore. Just think about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and all the things he gave to us and brought to us. How he changed our minds. How he changed our world. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. And I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and the children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all come around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for, sing for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. Come on, sing out. And the children will play. One day, come on, Judy. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Keep it with the one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Let's pray. Hashkibenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Behamidenu Malkeinu lechaim. Hashkibenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Behamidenu Malkeinu lechaim. Hashkibenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Behamidenu Malkeinu. One day, one day, one day. Sing it out now. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day. Thank you.
Awesome. Can you feel that? Yeah. Thank you so much. Anjali, that's a gift. Pete, thank you so much for doing that. All right. One day. Guess what one day is? This day. 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 Thank you. It's wonderful. In acknowledging Martin Luther King, that's a beautiful tribute. One of my very personal heroes. I've watched him many times and have been amazed at his ability to transform the person in front of him with his energy. I watched him on a talk show, I think I talked about this last year, where there was two very fixed mindset type of Caucasian men that were interviewing him, and they were had tough questions. What do you think about this? What are you going to do about this? This is like the early 60s, way early. What about this? He stayed so calm, not taking the bait. He just said, well, I believe this, and we need to do this. And after about 45 minutes, they were eating out of the palm of his hand. He had transformed them, not through force, but through love in action. That was the transformative power. Who you are, how you exist, what you do every day is the most important thing that you can offer to our world, because that is where your true power lies. So in birthdays, I also remember that we not only want to honor him and his amazing legacy, but I think I missed Ginger's birthday last week, and I want to say happy birthday to her as well. And is there anyone else who has a birthday coming up or right around this time? Anyway, happy birthday to everyone. So she's 27, but she's taking it well. She's taking it well, so that's good, that's good. So today is about rising to the occasion. That's good. And what I want you to understand is that I'm going to share a story. We're going to walk through the story of a soccer team in Thailand in 2018. Now, this was pretty well-known news. Maybe some of you have heard of it before. That's good. But this goes very deep into what the profundity of the event was. This was in Thailand. And I heard this on Hidden Brain, which is a phenomenal podcast. Who listens to Hidden Brain? Phenomenal. And it's of the same title. And I put it in that way so you could find it as well. Because I got this stuff and I just expanded it into our spiritual world. So, 2018, a youth soccer team, ages between about 11 and 16. They were bonding. It's a privilege to be on a soccer team, and they knew it, and they wanted to bond. And so their assistant coach, Coach Eck, they called him, Coach Eck, decided to take these kids on a very special adventure into a very famous cave in Thailand. So he gathered up the team. They all got on their bikes, and they all were just ready for this amazing adventure. They go to this cave, and it's June, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and they dive into this cave. And they go on this incredible journey through the cave, talking and sharing stories, and they end up about an hour deep, and they have this kind of celebratory situation where they're like, we did it, we've achieved this together, created team bonding, and they had a little time to rest and contemplate their amazing journey together. And then they started to make their way back. And about halfway back, they were stopped short. And there was water in the cave. And not just a little water, but the entire back half of the entrance was completely submerged. And the water was muddy. And they realized the monsoon season had come a month early, out of the blue. Sunny skies to monsoon, and a very torrential monsoon. And so Coach Jack tied a rope around his waist, and he said, I'm going to try to dive in and see if there's a way out, maybe some more air, maybe a way we can go. If I'm not back by 2 minutes, pull me out. Well, 2 minutes go by, and the boys see that there's no action, and they pull and yank him back out. It was a good thing to do because he was disoriented, and he would have died. So they had the wherewithal to follow the instructions and listen and behave in a way that was in accordance with what the entire team needed. They pulled him out. He sputters to life. He's like, wow. And all of a sudden, the water starts rising. and they retreat. Rising, and they retreat. They finally come to a little safe space. In the safe space, the coach is saying, okay, we'll try to get some rest, and we'll figure it out in the morning. Well, in the middle of the night, they woke up to a sound that sounded like helicopters. And they thought, we're being rescued. But to their dismay, it wasn't helicopters. It was water rushing in like a tidal wave. So they had to retreat further and further and further. And they spent the next several hours. This is like 10 kilometers of cave. And they found this high ledge in one area, and they watched the water creep in, and it surrounded them, and then it stopped. So they're on this small ledge, and now they're in this cave. What would most mere mortals do in this situation? Panic. I mean, just imagine the claustrophobia alone of being buried in the earth surrounded by water. I mean, does that raise anyone's fear flags a little bit? I'm like, I mean, I had trouble with an MRI, which I overcame through mindfulness. I'll tell you that story sometime too. But in a cave. So Coach Eck decided really on the spot and very clearly with his presence of mind to do something. Here's what he did first. The first thing he did, because this is really where the journey begins, is he decided they needed a plan. This is the first thing they did. So he got the boys together and he said, all right, we're going to come up with a plan. The plan's going to be, we're going to dig our way out of the cave, right through this other wall. And they were like, what? He's like, absolutely. We can dig our way out of this cave. We are together in this. We can make this. We can do this. The second thing he did that was so tremendous was he created a vision for what would happen when they got out of the cave. This is monstrously huge when we talk about the power of our mind to create things. He had them imagine that they were going to get out and they were going to be in an orange field. And when they got in the orange field, because they brought no food or water with them into the cave, none. When they got to the orange field, they would have these plethora of oranges, and they would peel them open and eat them, and it would nourish their souls. And they'd walk to the end of the road, and they would find the store at the end of the road, and they would buy food, and they would have a celebration like no other. And they would walk back and get their bikes, and they would bike home to their villages. And he recounted this vision consistently. That was what was going to happen. So the plan was to dig out, and the vision was to end up in an orange grove in the sunshine and walk to the end of the road to eat and drive home, bike home. That's the second thing he did. The third thing he did, which is really masterful, is that he decided that every day the boys would sing. They'd sing as they worked. They'd sing and harmonize and make up songs and sing old songs. And so they were literally digging and singing every day. And he had them set an alarm for 6 a.m. every morning. So they would sleep, they would wake up at 6 a.m., and they would start recounting their vision together. They would sing, and they would dig. Now, it sounds like almost a superhuman feat, right? Coach Eck noted that he felt at times very afraid. But what he did was he processed that fear, and he knew that his strength was their strength in that moment. In our society, in our group here, we can let other strength be our strength at times and be more compassionate and open. But in that case, he had boys, and he knew he needed to be strong. So what he did was he very cleverly found ways at night to wake up and process his feelings. He would just sob. Quietly, sobbed to himself, so he didn't hold the feelings in, right? That's what many of us do. We hold them in. We got to muscle through. He wasn't doing that. He was open. He was vulnerable. He was real. And he knew he was afraid, but that was okay. That didn't mean he couldn't make a plan, take action, and do things. And when the other boys were afraid, he would take a moment, and they would all surround the boy, and the boy would break down, and they'd all recollect what was positive about that boy. You can do this. You've got strength. We believe in you. We know you. We love you. And the boy was uplifted. And every time the boys noted, they were uplifted as well. So they made a plan. They had a vision. They woke up every morning with discipline. He even had them gather clean water, because the water was muddy, from the side of the cave where it was filtering down through the rocks, because it was actually clean in a cave. It dripped out, so they at least could nourish themselves with some hydration during the time. And he surrounded those that felt bad with positive affirmations, acknowledgement of the fear, and he processed the fears himself, which is really huge. And then he did something else. And this may have been the linchpin for it all. They all noted, and so did he. Daily meditation. They sat and breathed a couple of times for like an hour, just breathing, just slowing down. They all noted that the calms created pulled them out of their amygdala, their fight, flight, freeze response, and let them come into a place of love and ease and acceptance for what was arising. The breathing every day also may have saved their lives, because oxygen levels were low in the cave, and by slowing down at those periods of time, they actually helped conserve more oxygen together. Let's all take a deep breath together. Imagine if you could breathe in the face of imminent panic, not knowing what's going to happen. Can you imagine that right now, can't you? But he did it beautifully. And in that calm, even as their batteries went low in their lights and they'd be long periods in dark, they bonded. 10 days. 10 days of this amazing journey. And then he woke up early in the morning on the 10th day, and we're digging, and somebody said, wait, I think I hear something. It was dark. They all listened, and they heard, hello. It was a British diver. They'd been looking for them the entire time. 10,000 people had gathered outside of the mouth of that cave to find them. And after days and days of diving and searching, they came up. And the diver saw these emaciated boys, but the diver was stunned by what he saw. Not a lip was trembling. Not a tear was being shed. The boys were like, welcome! And thank you! And that calm let them save their lives, because it took 8 more days to get the boys out of the cave. So one by one, slowly, they would find ways to give them masks, get them to certain places, and move them on carefully. And the coach was the last to go. And he sent as his first message with the divers and the first boy, tell your parents we're okay. He was thinking of the fear of the parents first and foremost, which shows incredible mindfulness. Can you imagine sitting at the mouth of a cave for a child that you love with all your heart? When I tried to imagine this with Max, I thought, I can't even comprehend what I have to go through. And then suddenly your child emerges like it's born again out of the mouth of that cave and comes up, and you hold them and you see them. The gratitude that they felt for that coach at that time was overwhelming. So I tell you the story because many of those kids have gone on to colleges and other areas, and they're telling the story and sharing the news of it. But the power of that is not just for this coach at that time, it's for you. These are the practices I want you to seriously consider as our spiritual and practical applications of what we are creating in this world. Because this world is not some static thing that we can't affect. This world is us. You are it. And you are creating it with every day of your love and your energy and your practice. There's no force outside that's any greater than you and us right here, right now. We are it. When you practice, when you love, when you are together, there is nothing that we cannot do. Nothing that we cannot do. Everything is possible. And here are the practices again. Make a plan. He made a clear plan about doing something. It requires action. It requires what you're going to be doing every single day. The next thing he realized was he never used words that were going to take them away from the goal. This is also right in the science of mind, all the stuff we teach. This is what's so cool about it. He never used the words trapped, or we're left alone, or we're neglected, or we're lost, or we're not going to make it. He never thoughtfully used every word. He used the word plan, together, love. We're going to concentrate together. We're going to surround each other. We sing. We're together. Is this hard? Sure it is. But can it be beautiful? Absolutely. Did it save the lives? 100%. So be thoughtful. The words you're using that create the world in front of you, your language makes things happen. It creates something in front of you. Be very thoughtful of the language you're using all the time. The next one is, your strength is our strength, and vice versa. In our world today, in our congregation, you don't have to be strong for anyone. You can be strong for those who need it at that time, and you can also be open and vulnerable for when you need strength. That's what we're here for. It's a quid pro quo all the time, and it's so healthy and authentic and vital. But your strength matters. So your belief in what's possible matters. And then craft a vision. What do you want to create? What can you create? And you see happening all the while. Look at this. Just take a look around you right now at what's happening right here. You know what? That's a vision. This board set forth a vision that was possible. This congregation set forth a vision that was possible. These practitioners set forth a vision that was possible. And not only is it possible, it's absolutely real. And it's going to keep growing. The other thing was, absolutely keep yourself on a sense of discipline and commitment to your practices every day. Every day. And, shocker, meditate. This has all been one infomercial for meditation. No, but you should know, I do teach meditation on Thursdays, and it is the most powerful tool for understanding the power of your mind to be able to harness it. It's a baseline for getting where you need to go by letting go of the anxieties and fears that may have gripped you. How many of you have been pulled down by anxieties and fears over your lifetime, right? How many of you know that the ancient teachings and our wisdom traditions and our center help free you from that trap? And they allow you to become the bright, beautiful light that you were born to be on this planet. That's you. That's us. That's where we go together. So there's a little bit of a spoiler alert on this, and that is that Coach Eck was taught by Buddhist monks. Okay? And he was taught this, and he said every time, he said, I just remember what they taught. Be mindful of your thinking. Be responsive and non-reactive. Make a plan. Be consistent. And meditate every single day. Meditation builds the muscle for pure mindfulness and concentration. It lets you become super powerful at being able to discern what you're going to do. Wise action. Wisdom is the goal. In meditation, we talk about you develop two wings to fly. Compassion and wisdom. Compassion for understanding that it's all hard and we're all in it together. And compassion, the come part means together, we're in this together. And the wisdom means you can choose wisely to guide us all, to help us all every single day. That's what Coach Eck did. That's what you can do. And that's what we're doing right here, right now. Can you high five your neighbor for doing that with you? Let's give a high five, right? A fist five. Right on, right on, right on, right on. So just take a deep breath in. Let it out. I hope you know that we know the power of our community here. I hope you know that you matter more than you could ever imagine. And your presence here matters more than you could ever imagine. And our ability to affect change is more grand than you could ever possibly imagine. And in today's world, without saying anything about politics at all, without saying anything about climate change at all, although I already kind of did, whatever your bets on that is, whatever your thoughts around that are, these practices will help you dramatically to approach this as an opportunity and not as a deficit or something to beat you down. It's there to lift you up if you're willing to accept the challenge. If Kochak can go into a cave with 12 other boys, and by the way, not ironically, there were 13 of them, much like, Jesus and his wonderful entourage of disciples. But there is power in being able to navigate any situation with spiritual practices. So that's the message today, is rise to the occasion of your best and brightest and most beautiful self in the power of love and spiritual practices. So with everything that's happening, with everything that's going on, we are called to action for this. We're needed more than ever right now. And we can affect things on a subatomic level, on a dynamic level that's energy all around us. It's real, it's real, it's real. You're real. This is mattering. And you can do it by just being the love you wish to see in the world. So, today the challenge is, decide you're going to commit to spiritual practices with all your heart. Decide what they mean to you and how to outline them, and don't waver one moment as you bring them to life here, here, and here every single day. If you do, one day it may save your very life. But I can guarantee you that every day it will make your life full of boundless possibilities, love, and peace. And I love you all. Blessings. Have a wonderful day.
How many of you remember years ago, free to be you and me? Raise your hand. I love it. I'm not the only one. So here's a song from that recording that I've been bringing to the children. I'm the song leader at Temple Beth Hot Philo in Olympia. And we're concentrating on Martin Luther King this month. And this is one of the songs just to let us all understand that we're free to be you and me. Just a happy little song. And at the end, you have a job. So there's a cute little kind of retro 60s, I think David Cassidy, Partridge Family. Ba, 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 ba. Can you do that with me at the end? All right. It'll be in another key bit. Doesn't this feel like the Partridge Family? There's a land that I see where the people my hand, and we'll live in a land where the river runs free, in a land through the green country, in a land to a shining sea, in a land where the horses run free, and you and me are free to be you and me. Every child in the land, may you all understand that you're proud and you're strong and you're right where you belong. Take my hand, come with me, where the people are free. Come with me, take my hand, and we'll run to a land where the river runs free, to a land through the green country, to a land to a shining sea, to a land where the horses run free, and you and me are free to be. You and me are free to be. You and me are free to be. You and me. Here we go, friends. One more time. Free to be you and me.
Wonderful. So we'll ask our greeters to come forward. I want you to think about the energy you're creating as you take your blessing in your hand in your program. And up here are some words that we're going to say together. Feel them, be them, let them fly into the universe. Here we go. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With infinite gratitude, so it is. So just take another deep breath in. Take what you received here, music and word, and make it manifest in our world. We offer gratitude for your wonderful generosity as we create abundance together.
What a blessing. You guys know, I have to say it. It's like every time I come up to do platform and it's just Benny, you know, it's the message and then the offering, you've got that time, a little bit of ease, and then Benny just blows it out the water. It's like, he creates a stillness in the room which was already there, you know, from the message that we heard today. And so right here and right now, I know that God is real. I know that the power and the presence of God is living in, as, and through me. And in, as every person in this room, every person that heard this message, that hears my voice right here and right now, because I know that God is all there is. And with the message of planning and vision, discipline, there's a determination in there. What comes to mind that all things can be done with the power and the presence of God. And so that's how I leave today, knowing that a healing has already taken place. Knowing that whatever it is that may ail you, whatever it is that's coming up in your life, know the truth. And the truth is that God is, I am, and that all things are powerful and possible with the power and presence in my life. I say thank you, Father, Mother God. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the message. Thank you for Reverend Drew. Thank you for the musicians. Thank you for the audio visual. Thank you for the volunteers, and thank you for each person that is here in this room, because where there is one or more gathered, two or more gathered, thinking alike, we know that the power is there. Father, Mother God, I say thank you. Thank you for my life, my family, and so much more. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love and law, knowing that my word will not return to me void, knowing that it is done. And I anchor this by saying, and so it is.
Now we have our final song. The words are in a little insert in your program. We're going to pull them out so we get to celebrate together through song one more time. And up there. Beautiful.
So we're just going to do the chorus, which is the first and the second verse, and then back to the chorus again. And I changed the words. They're not up there, the last part, until we meet again. But yeah. This is an old hymn that I grew up with. My mother was a song leader in our church, and this is one of the songs we used to sing. Peace I leave with you, my friends. Shalom, my peace in all you do. Peace I leave with you, my friends. I give to you so you can give to others too. Take my hand and be at peace. The spirit of our love I send, and with this love you will be free until we meet. Until we meet again. with you, my friends. I give to you so you can give to others too. Go in peace.
Bless you and thank you. Remember, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice is perfect. Practice together and make a more beautiful world. Be the change and the power for love. Bless you and have a wonderful day.